Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded.
You better hurry up there, you're
Forget
failing.
sometimes, I know.
Hey, you get to take notes at the next meeting, she'll be gone.
Oh, no, you don't want that to happen.
So we move and second to approve the agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Carried. Minutes, I think, are in the little packet of information that you have here. There should be a second page of minutes somewhere.
Well, I did not see that. Oh, I failed, I'm sorry. Fire me.
No, I'm not gonna fire you.
Well, he says, I wanted me to put them out, well, I got everything else ready,
Well, thank you.
but I didn't see that I had 2 pages.
For some reason, when I printed it, it had 3. One was a blank page that printed 2, but.
Oh.
So the minutes are in, that's all right. So I had blank paper that I could do doodles on during a council meeting.
Give it to her, this might be interesting.
Right?
Well, I'm sorry.
So the minutes are in front of you. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes?
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded to approve the minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Continuing business, movie project. I don't know whether anything's gone on about that or not.
We were just talking about it. We kind of wonder if it needs to just wait until it's nice out so we can just do outside movies, because there's not enough time to advertise now
Right.
and to do the legwork of it. It's so busy that I wonder.
I don't think there's enough time to get the word out, if it was even approved. I don't know if it went to the school board or not, did it?
I don't know. I mean, I know that I talked to Brent briefly, but I don't know whether that happened because he was gone on vacation for a week and things were. So we do need. Last meeting.
Adam and Bill.
I think I'd rather have it succeed than fail.
I would agree, scrap the current date and just focus on the summer and get our plan together.
And I do think it'd be fun. We talked about trying to show the Sac City movie as a part of Chautauqua Days. That was July 1st, is that right?
Friday.
Friday night.
Yeah.
And I've already got it into I've had it penciled in, so
Yes.
Okay.
we can fine tune it, but
And
didn't put
I
that
did
on
call
the
and I
agenda.
reserved the Chautauqua building for that day.
Okay.
So we do have that done. There are a lot of activities that seem to be cropping up about Chautauqua Days. It seems like we might actually have Chautauqua Days instead of Chautauqua
Yeah.
Day.
For several days.
Oh, good.
And I guess we're kind of running maybe a little bit out of order. After I sent out the agenda, Sanyo Shuto talked to me.
I always seem
There are about 4 people have talked to me about, assuming I know what's happening for Chautauqua Days, which could be, nothing could be further from the truth than that.
We could put you on that committee.
And then you have another meeting.
That's true.
I would be, I could, who is on the Chautauqua Committee?
Well, it's actually the promotions committee for the chamber.
Okay.
So
Let me know when you
Justin-
meet. Let me know when you meet.
Okay.
But the Fair Board is talking about doing a beer garden and a chuck wagon races at some point in Chautauqua Days. I'm not sure exactly when. They wanted to know when the fireworks were.
Be a hell of a fun.
Sonia was talking about wanting to do something on, was it 6th Street?
Oh, yeah.
He was talking about trying to do like a farmer's market, something like that, and out there
That'd be
sometime or
kind of
another.
fun.
He was talking about wanting to do bed races.
Oh, that'd be fun to bring them back, wouldn't that?
And he's building beds, and he wondered if, like, Hometown Pride would be willing to put together a bed race team or something.
That's hilarious.
Sure we would, right, guys?
That'd be or sixth?
I'm busy that day.
Oh, no, you're not.
Now, I'll tell you the rest of the story. He was talking about using
probably
Post Office Hill for the bed races going down.
Oh, no way.
I'm busy that day.
You better, yeah, you're
My
gonna be
first
picking them up at the
question is,
bottom.
who is insuring this?
Oh,
No way. They used to do it by the courthouse. That was a little,
you can't do it.
you can't do it on hill.
Well, it used to be smooth enough, but not now.
No. Well,
You can't even get a skate.
let's
well,
just
you
go
can
to
get a
Leonard
skateboard
Street,
over,
because
but-
when they get to the bottom, at Fifth Street, they'll hit that route and just, they'll be fine.
But, so I mean, so I think there are quite a few things that are happening, but I mean, it's we're on the calendar, we can, we've got a place to do a movie kind of after, the night, after Friday night.
Yeah, because it has to almost be dark in order to do it,
Yep,
so.
that's good. So the Blue Light event, Brent has done all the legwork on that, thank you to him. That is
That's gonna be
happening
fun.
March, is that
26th.
26th?
26th.
76.
Okay.
Saturday before Easter.
Mhm.
Yes.
10 to 2.
10 to 2 at the community center.
Mhm.
John Thompson pulled me aside today and said, are you responsible for that? I said, well, it's a hometown pride event, He says, thanks, man, that's really gonna be cool. I'll have an officer up there working,
I would hope so.
Mark Jansen was gonna be the one, he's still off on medical leave, but he's gonna be up there.
That counts.
That counts. And they seemed really enthused about it.
Good.
We've gotten some publicity in the newspaper, I've gotten it on the radio spot. I mean, what else do we need? I put it on the Sac County Hometown Pride Facebook page. What
Has
else?
anybody talked to, like, Kenny McClure, see if we can get a sheriff or somebody there too?
I don't know who Brent has talked to.
Why don't I email Brent and find out? I think the more police that you have there, the better, I think, because it's a support of.
Is there a local highway patrol that we could get there?
There's gotta
Whistler
be
would
one
be
in
the
this
cool-
area.
Whistler'd be the closest.
I mean, I try not to know the highway patrol people that well.
I only know the one who fell under that sky room.
I don't know. Well, I can ask Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get a hold of Brent first, and then
Okay.
I'll get a hold of Kenny, and then we'll get the county and see if we can get the patrol.
And I just replaced the lights on the front of my house with their LEDs. Can't change the bulbs, so.
Well, I'm kind of in the same thing, but I think what I'm gonna do is probably put a blue light in a lamp on the second floor bedroom
Oh,
or something like
that's a
that.
good
Just
idea.
put it on a timer.
I'm gonna put one in my light pole at the end of my
Mhm.
sidewalk.
Yeah, I mean,
I had a green one for a long time for the
I mean, and my front lights are kind of they're kind of amber stained glass. You put a blue light, they'll look like a green light anyway, but,
Maybe support the military instead.
I've been talking it up everywhere I go, trying to make sure
I've heard a number of
know.
people comment about it.
They want to know what is it, even Steve Irwin today, he's like, what is that exactly? So they just need some clarification, but
So
it's a really good thing.
are there any civic groups or things that we could actually just talk to by saying what blue light's about?
Will the Kiwanis
Like
Club?
Chamber do it? Don't they?
We've
have
got
a
it
spot
on the calendar, I've
do they
already
have
put it on
Do
the
they still talk
calendar.
to the radio?
Yeah, Bruce puts it up, he'll have it on every Thursday morning.
I'm
This
stuck
time.
doing the chamber announcements.
Yeah.
That's funny.
He does such a good job.
I've heard it. No, I've heard it. I thought it was him.
But I'll see if the Kiwanis Club is meeting and see if we can get that announced there. And
Lions?
Club, does anybody know a Lions Club person?
Bobby Wells.
Is there Dearson still?
I can talk
Lions
to
Club?
Bobby. And what about Watani?
I can talk to Karen Sarah. I think she's on that.
What if we put something out, could we do a little blurb to go out to churches to put something in their church
Yeah.
bulletins?
Bulletins?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that might be a good way to reach some people too.
I wonder if I just copied and pasted and then took a flyer and just sort of tried to deliver it to most of the churches and see if we can get it in and.
My experience with churches is that if you can email it to them in 3 sentences that they can copy and paste and put in their bulletin and don't have to retype it, number one, it will be accurate. And number two, they're more apt to put it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing, I don't know, I wonder if there's an email list of the church secretaries.
Oh, I happen to have a list like that. Do you want me to share it with you?
Mm-hmm.
Because that would be easier than to, because I can copy and paste what Brent sent out and then just send it to the.
And we probably need to put, please, bulletin announcement,
Mhm.
and 3 sentences are all you gotta get in there.
No, Carolyn will put anything you send her in.
Oh, will she?
We're sort of like that, as long as it's written already, it'll be in exactly however it's sent.
I know the church I work at, if it's more than 3 lines, it doesn't make it.
Yeah.
So who would you, how can we get an email, the list of emails that you have?
I have Shelley's email. I'll email her a list of emails.
Okay, would you be willing to send that stuff out?
Mhm.
Or whoever, I mean,
Mhm.
I think I
Unless
have
somebody
everyone's
else
email.
wants to.
You're elected.
Appointed. We
Appointed.
didn't vote, it just
Oh,
happened.
sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, however,
Do you have my
you're in
email
charge.
address?
Probably, but go ahead and email me. We'll talk after the meeting.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
entryway beautification project, any updates on that?
I talked to Huffords. They only own part of that land out there.
Okay,
And he was gonna, I talked to Benji, he had to talk to Don, but he hasn't got back to me yet.
I haven't tried to track down Shane again. I should probably try to do that.
And the other guy that owns the other half, I know his name, but not for sure where he lives. It says on there, what'd you say, Lehigh or something?
No,
have you looked on the Beacon site?
yeah,
He owns a lot, it's that Dwayne Carlson.
Dwayne Carlson.
He owns a lot of property in town. When Benji thought he lived in Webster City now.
And so which property does he actually own out there then?
It's the grass lot out there.
Yeah, the grass lot on the south side. It's on the corner of, was that 22nd Street, 21st?
Right across from Fox.
Yeah, beautiful lot right on the corner too.
Well, it sounds like we've made some progress anyway. We're getting there.
And I haven't got a hold of Corey Weber yet, he hasn't. I
Seen
called
him.
him, but he hasn't contacted me yet.
Sometimes it's hard to get return calls, I know. And I'm probably guilty on both ends of it. We need to weight the nose of that for it to fly better.
We use pennies and lamb.
What?
You need to weight the nose of that for it to fly better.
Oh, I've got a plan.
There you go, a paper clip.
But Benji said too that if we planted trees, he'd want something that's easy to mow, something where you don't have to weed eat,
Yep.
so.
Or we could put that as part of the cemetery contract you have to clean that.
Yeah,
That's
There
right.
you go.
cemetery and entry.
We have to come renegotiate that contract?
I have a feeling the entryways are gonna be a whole lot easier than the cemetery.
Okay, the projector use is, the projector and stuff is sitting in that room right there. It's gonna move back into here. I just haven't worked with the city staff to get it done. Do we want to come up with a policy for it? I mean, if people wanna borrow it, I mean, I don't, or do we just wanna use it for ourselves? What do we wanna do about that? Or is it a moot point?
Well, I thought we had talked about that we could loan it out to people if they wanted, so if we do that, and I think we do need a policy, just a general, something, but I do think we do, it needs, especially if they're gonna help us out by checking it out. They're gonna want to
Just
have
sign-
some
just sign it.
guidance. Yeah.
So, I mean, a sheet to sign,
Mhm.
Right. And then we need to probably move forward at looking at creating a screen for ourselves then.
right, right.
Before we can really show movies with it.
Yeah, before July.
Yes, at least before July.
Which is, so
I'd
many-
like to think June if you're gonna do anything, but.
So I mean, who would be good at creating a screen?
What's it take? It just takes,
I think you can make it out of PVC pipe actually, 'cause it'd be lightweight, but, or 2x4s, or, I don't know.
I think PVC would be the way to go,
I do, it'd be easy.
if you
Then
can
we
find
come up with a size like we're thinking.
Well, and this is jumping ahead, but we did get $250 from the community chest to be used for some movie projects. I mean, that could fund doing a screen.
Yes. Because all it really takes is a white sheet, over whatever we build.
I wonder how much, because that screen that, was it Lorenz?
Yeah,
That was handy and nice.
it was.
I wonder how much those are. I'm gonna Google it.
I don't remember what the company's name was, do you?
Mm-mm.
Maybe Cricket could find a $20,000 screen for us. Oh, I'm sorry, got my filter slow.
You're being recorded.
Shit.
I opened my mouth before we were being recorded. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. I mumbled.
Well, all we have to do is get hold of Lorenz, Hometown Pride Group, right?
Mhm.
And find out.
Oh, dear.
Do you want
what sort of design are you after? Like how big?
That's
It's
what,
big.
84 by 84 pull down home movie theater. Let's
Well,
see. That's
I think we're talking about maybe, I would think maybe 14 feet wide.
Have you backed it up and seen how well it works at 14 feet?
It may not.
that is, before we start going that size, we probably should.
Like what's the wattage on the light bulb? Just for
We might have, I don't know, we might have to look at,
I can try and work with that, get something figured out, and
okay?
maybe I'll actually do something.
Maybe you
So
need to
you're gonna check on the screen and the.
And potential size and-
Policy too?
What's that?
Are you just doing the screen and the policy? or-
Sure.
Okay.
That'd be good.
You might want to start on that too then.
Just got that slip right in it.
You did. But you better start too so you can combine them because he forgot to look up movies, remember? He only got Debbie Does Dance.
That's what he said.
It's in the public domain.
Sorry. I get.
Everybody is punching tonight, that's
It
good.
is.
Snow creation contest, looking at that, we've had, I think, 5
I
or
don't
6
know.
people that have actually posted some things in there. At the end of March, we probably need to do something about that. If you know anybody that has pictures of stuff they've made, it's still not too late to post it.
Okay.
How do we want to judge that? We've thrown out some ideas, but
Did we say that the school
We didn't advertise
Did we?
that.
We advertised that there would be prizes awarded. We talked
Okay.
about having a school art class or something do it. I don't think we've had huge numbers, that might be kind of, you
That's
know.
true, because I thought
What
in
if
the
the city
minutes we
come-
had said that we were gonna do that, but
Do we have an odd enough number that we can all just vote and, because it's our project? I
Well,
mean,
we are odd enough.
we are. I'm gonna start sharing the budget and you guys be set.
if there's only 5 or 6, surely we can.
We can do it.
We can do it at our next meeting.
Yep. That's not until like April
12.
12th. But she's gone that day and she said you should be
You
too.
might be too. It's a Stan Kenton.
We could just meet at the bar then.
We might need to reconsider the meeting time, actually.
How about that?
Well, an unofficial meeting, no.
We might need to
Well,
reconsider that meeting time,
Yeah,
actually.
because it's, that Stan Kenton, the that's at the middle
The
school
musical.
concert, yeah.
Yes, I'm just giving you grief.
Jazz band will be there and stuff.
Okay, the Paint Our Beautiful application I did get done. I included a copy of it
It looks wonderful.
in your packet.
I read it when he was over there talking.
And it's basically paint for trying to touch up the restroom facility in the park and the little white pole things. And it even has a picture of Curtis in it, I think.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I've seen that.
You're painting the birth cabin building.
Maybe that'll help with mine.
The stone shelter. You should have had a picture of him standing on the roof of the early mansion.
That made it public sometime.
So that's more of a point of information that's been submitted.
Good, yeah,
We
looks
did not
good.
mention that you're in here several times.
Yeah, I see that.
Mhm.
I could have had her pass that.
Mhm.
Yep, it looks very good.
It's because I spent lots of weekends, those 2 weekends painting.
So that was,
I think Christoph is finished.
and I talked to
Is it
Brent
paint or
about the
something?
tool grant. He was gonna look at it. I don't know if anything has happened for that or not.
And you know, I got to thinking about that after the meeting last time on tools that we may need, or, you know, when some of these people are moving into Oak Terrace or somewhere, they may want to donate to our group, rakes or shovels or whatever. I was told that they are always willing to, some of the people in town when they're downsizing, and that they might be, if they knew about us, that we needed that kind of stuff. It's something to think about too, if we got that word out.
Would there be a location where we could come up with
Storage,
like a lending library of tools?
That would be handy.
mhm.
I mean, what are the liability, I mean, I don't know that I want to do a lending library of chainsaws. That seems like that might have some liability.
Last year,
Yeah.
second.
We could get those volunteers together and
No kidding.
Chainsaw Massacre,
Yeah.
but,
We get to know law enforcement really well.
I mean, I don't, was that was kind of, I mean, tools, I mean, that's one thing that, maybe one way to encourage people to clean up properties, and I know that planning and zoning, they made a step forward, they cleaned up a house,
We won't.
That might encourage people to clean up their properties.
And there was 2 other ones that went away this week too.
Mhm, mhm.
I
And
like it when they turn that, it creates a day worth of
And
entertainment.
one of those
for
was
the boys.
probably, we better do before planning and zoning makes us.
Nice.
So we're already having a positive impact that way.
I mean, you know, but short of having to demolish homes, I mean, if we can get people to actually,
Work through your,
Clean their homes up so they don't need to be demolished.
that's a benefit.
I guess one thought that I did have, I know that in the past, like the city is, going through old, like past, like 20, 25 years ago, they would have like a clean up, paint up, fix up month or time, you know, I mean, encouraging people to actually just clean up their properties. I mean, is there anything we could do to help facilitate something like that? I mean, say the month of May is clean up, paint up, fix up month or something.
I don't know, I don't know. Depends on who, the audience that you're hitting, to whether they will care.
You're right. I mean,
I
how
mean, I
is,
hate to say it that way, but you're giving one group that it isn't gonna matter what you're offering to them to do it.
If you're not coming and doing it for them.
They won't do it. I don't mean to.
No, I mean,
To be negative Nelly on that, I
no,
just
no,
know.
no, I know exactly what you mean, because I mean, but one of the goals, I think, of Hometown Pride is to try and break a little bit of that barrier of people who frankly have the perpetually constipated attitude.
I don't know, I agree, I just,
But, I mean,
how do you get them there?
yeah, if I had a
Yeah,
magic,
I mean, is there, an improvement, I mean, or doesn't planning and zoning already do the improvement, they notice the improvements in
Mhm.
different homes. So I don't even know that, yard improvement is even a competition they will do, or something along those lines.
and the men's club does a yard of the month, but I mean, that,
Right, that's 12 years, I mean, that's what, 3 yards a year that get noticed or something, then.
is there anything we could do to encourage neighborhoods?
Well, it kind of rolls into the national night out event. That's one of the goals of that is to get those neighborhoods together and clean up your neighborhood, have a block party type of. And maybe that's kind of piggyback those two together. That
It's about the right time of year, too, when people need to be raking and getting their yards cleaned up. I mean, I wonder if there's something you could do sooner, though, for spring, just to get
Yeah.
people's yards to look.
I mean, there's a citywide garage sale, and there's a citywide cleanup event, like, that happens. I mean, if we could, you look like you have something to say.
I was just gonna say the same thing, like if you had some sort of, not only is it the cleanup contest, but the person who makes the biggest improvement doesn't have to pay for their pickup that year, I don't know, something like that.
Well, that would be a good option, because what is it, $20?
25
20,
bucks.
like
And
25
that-
bucks
and
plus
if that's
stuff.
what it takes, I mean, there are some people that would say, hey, if I clean that up and I don't have to pay to get rid of all this crap out of my house, maybe I'd do it. I mean,
What are you talking about, yards?
yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
but still.
And yard waste doesn't really qualify for that necessarily.
No, but it would help them get rid of the garbage. I mean, if they were willing to clean up their yard, and it would allow them to get rid of their junk
So I
at the
know
same time, maybe those two things go hand in hand, because if they have less junk spilling out of their homes.
And I know that the police have gone around and they're in the process of making a list of all of the people who are in violation of junk ordinances and that kind of stuff too. I mean, there's some beginnings happening there, and some people will clean up just enough to not be in violation. But at least it's a cleanup.
Right.
you know, if we're focusing on yards and that type of stuff, maybe work with the city and designate a spot for 2 weeks that you can come and drop your yard waste off and not have to wait for the, you know, not have to bag it, wait for, was it every week, every other week that they pick bags up in the summer? Because, I mean, I've lived here 13 years, I have never set a yard waste bag out. If I'm cleaning up, it goes in the back of my truck, and I've got, you know, I'll drive it out into the country to a friend's burn pile. You know,
You know, in Lakeview, there, you can take all your leaves and all your trimmings and stuff.
Out to the burn pile.
yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome, because we've actually
It
taken
is
ours
wonderful.
from here
Yes.
to Litton's
And if
before,
we even had something like, and I mean, it is busy.
all the
It
time.
is, yeah, it's just amazes me.
But we can just burn ours.
Which is horrible.
I kind of love it.
I don't, because it makes me sick
I
every
don't
damn
want-
time.
Sorry, I probably make you sick, come on.
Well, I,
It makes my asthma flare, so then I have to shut my windows when my neighbors are burning.
You know, where I grew up, they did away with the burning. They've got, it's actually the old city dump, which is now baseball fields and a big city park. But the area that they don't use is a year-round drop-off site. And by the middle of June, the pile of lawn clippings, grass clippings, is 3 times the size of my house. So, you know, it gets so big, they come in with trucks, haul it out to the country. They've got a shredder out there, they'll grind up all the branches, compost everything, and then haul it back into town, free compost for anybody in town that, for their gardens or.
Don't we have a mulcher in town? Anyway? Couldn't they use some of that compost that's tree limbs and whatever and use the mulch to put in the parks and whatever? Or not? It might sound like a dumb question,
No,
but
it
it
just
just seems,
brought back an interesting discussion from last summer.
I shouldn't have said.
But no, that's fine. When the city needs mulch, the city goes up to Storm Lake and gets it.
And they buy it,
No,
or
they
they
have,
just get it?
they have free mulch, in Storm Lake, there's a place you can go and get free mulch.
It's okay.
And it's a lot cheaper for the city to go up there and get free mulch than it is for them to pay city workers to run the mulching machine.
Aren't there adults that need to do community service or something that could mulch that stuff up? That sounds awful. I'm sorry. I'm just wondering. I mean, it's just a thought. I mean, there's so many limbs that are down everywhere.
There
There's
really aren't
gotta
that many
be.
people assigned to community service.
Oh, well, they should be. Then we could assign them yards to clean up as well while they're at it. I know, I'm horrible.
No, I think, I mean, but.
What if, yard cleanup, if you think about your neighborhoods, there's always one person that can't do their yard work, whether it's a health restriction or something else. Isn't there people that can help them? I mean, is there a way to do that?
That would be great. I mean, I would, you know.
When you, I don't know, maybe
How do we-
encourage some
how do we-
volunteerism versus, you know, is there maybe some kind of reward for throwing some volunteer time
Well,
out?
and I
or-
think what's the Catholic Church group?
Knights of Columbus,
Mhm.
Catholic Daughters.
The Knights of Columbus, they go and do people's leaves.
Okay. Well, then that doesn't mean anything. I was just
If you
thinking, I
get
know,
hold of them and you.
I know when I
so
look
that
around
the
ours, I think of one person, you know, of a neighbor that could use help with their
My
yard.
yard looks pretty bad, I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. I'm not talking about you. I haven't been by your house this week. No, but there's one. I mean, that can't really do it by themselves, you know? So I just wondered if there's gotta be some kind of encouragement maybe to get some volunteers out to do stuff.
Well, this is an identical discussion that was happening with the "we're going to get rid of poverty in Sac City" talk that happened 8 years ago. How did that come out? Is there anything to learn from their failure that you could build on or take away? They were going to have a volunteer, like a list of volunteer groups that could be called to utilize to do stuff for people that were poor?
Well, I'm not even thinking poor, I'm just thinking like,
Well, they were
oh, okay, well, I'm not thinking necessarily poor, I'm
in
thinking
need, let's say.
maybe medically they can't get all of their yard raked up because they have a medical issue or things like that. That's what I was thinking. Not because I'm poor and lazy and don't want to do it.
No, I'm sorry. They were focused on poverty.
Right.
But this happened in 2007. They were gonna like come in and just like change the face of Sac City, and they really hit the ground running hard. They published a book of resources for people to use, and had they used part of the office at the community center and manned it to help people out if they needed stuff done. Does anybody have a memory of this at all?
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, like,
I know a couple people that were a part of it, I could talk, I don't,
kind of find out what it was from them that made it not work, and then be a couple steps ahead of avoiding that kind of thing for your.
I think the biggest thing that, what I gathered, the difficulties were twofold. One was keeping a list of willing volunteers up to date. And the other one was burnout, because a few people,
That would be true, 'cause you get a couple people that are willing to help all the time and you get tired of being called. That makes sense too. I was just thinking as a whole, you know, do you find one person and there's enough people in the neighborhood that they should be able to help take care of each other on that front. That's all I was
it
thinking.
takes a village to raise a child, and sometimes it takes a village to help
Mhm.
someone who's,
That's all I was
Well-
thinking. It was, if the concern is keeping the neighborhoods looking good, if there was just a community.
I think,
you know.
One way we could tackle this is, again, focus on a single, a weekend. That, contact those civic groups, the Men's Club, Knights of Columbus, Lions Club, all of those groups, and say, even 4-H, get them
Mhm.
involved. And say, okay,
Cub Scouts.
June 1st, we're gonna have a cleanup day.
Divide.
Publicize it, and if you want a group to come work on your yard, have so many spots available, and okay, we're gonna,
Just assign each group a spot.
yep,
I can remember doing that when I was young, when we were gonna go to like Washington DC or something. And then those families actually just donated whatever they thought your time was worth, that you worked for, and that money then went to us as a group. So there's gotta be something that we could do, and that's a good idea.
just a focused one day or one weekend, so you're not constantly calling those same people, and hey, we got.
And once your yard's caught up, once it's done, you should be able to keep up on your own.
It's easier to,
Yeah, it's that initial cleanup that's so hard, and even if it was May 1st, because you're getting into graduations, and you want the town to look nice when people are here.
So can I sign the cemetery up for one of those weekends?
No,
no.
no. Then we'd have to get your, no. We'll have to specify homes.
Yeah. Residential properties.
Thanks for that
Not
hint.
fast
Owner
residents either.
occupied residence.
Yes.
Residence.
Yes,
Owner occupied, not rentals.
yes.
I only ask, I'm sorry, if you guys want me to shut up, just tell me.
No.
People that are renting have a lot less pride and have
Yeah.
sort of,
I just pay rent to live here theory.
It's not mine.
not everybody,
It's
just
not mine.
It's, yeah. It's,
really, but if you're kind of looking at the junk of your yard,
Yeah.
that's the kind of,
I'm just thinking if that's something we want to do, then you can put it out there, and then you'd get people's names that wanted your help.
And are we looking at people that just are not capable of doing it, or just don't want to do it? I mean, is there going
Well, the problem is, I don't know how we can,
to determine that?
I mean, I know that, like, seeing somebody get out and sprint away from a handicap stall always kind of gets to me. But then one day I was watching somebody, there's nothing wrong with him. And then I followed him around the grocery store and realized he sat down about 6 times because he had emphysema so badly that, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, your views are not, what you see is not always what.
I don't want us, you have to provide, I don't think we're able to
I
do that.
know, yeah, I agree, I just think
And if we get enough
you
groups
pull into
involved.
some house and there's a bunch of teenage boys that live there and we're cleaning it up, that's gonna
Well, and really, you know,
tick you off.
determining a list of people who need help wouldn't be too hard.
No,
All the churches, the senior center, everybody kind of knows who everyone is. That list could be put together pretty easily.
without even putting it
That would
out
be
to the
you
public.
soliciting to help them though, rather than them coming to you.
But how are they gonna handle that? I mean, I know the youth group at the church I work at tried kind of the same thing, oh, so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so really need help. One lady just got pissed.
Well, it would be a thing where
What
that,
makes you think I can't do this on my own? Well, the fact that you're 92 years old and can barely walk. But her yard is always immaculate, and, you know, she has like an oil crawler, you know, like the crawler thing you
You
have.
creeper?
She has one of the creepers that she goes around to weed all her yard in, and she has a little chair set on it, and she,
Oh,
you know,
That's hilarious.
and she uses her grabber thing to
She
pull her
is
weeds,
inventive.
you know. And she didn't want anybody messing with her yard, and she was really upset that somebody would do it, you know, offer.
well, you could solve that just by having the people that are in contact with them, the KFC, the senior center, use their representatives to ask
The
them
Meals on
for you.
Wheels people, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you
Good
like this
idea.
assistance?
The Meals on Wheels people don't really leave their house too much, so, I mean, that'd be a
That's
good
probably
list to
a really
start
good
with.
idea.
A lot of the Meals on Wheel people, do they live in their own homes, or are they more apartments, or what are they?
I have no idea, I've never volunteered for
There's
that.
quite a few that live at home.
There's actually, okay, I can tell you this. There are 7 people that live in apartments. There are 7 people that live in apartments and 15 people that live in homes.
Okay.
Wow.
It's a lot of
And
Meals
of
on
those
Wheels.
people, about 3 or 4 of them get around pretty good. Sometimes instead of getting a meal, they'll go down to the center to eat, just for the company.
Right, but to do their yard work, would it be a challenge, do you think?
Some of them, maybe, but
See, I've
There's
never
quite a few of them,
volunteered
I
with
think.
that, you know.
Well, yeah, there's a couple that it would be a challenge for them. I'm just trying to think, oh, I'm sorry, there are 8 that live in apartments. Which means that there are, whatever,
14.
14. Let me just run through the list quick. 2 has a helper. 3 has a helper. 6. There are about 3 people that don't have someone that kind of lives with them that helps them out with that kind of stuff.
So 3 people that you can think of out of that, that's pretty good though.
That live in their own house and don't have someone help them do that
Right.
kind of thing.
I just think that, I think having the community groups is a good idea. I think throwing the kids out there to let them help their neighbors is important. You may catch some of those parents then in those groups too.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? There's 9 in apartments. There's an apartment, I don't think of it as an apartment, but it is.
That's okay, we
we're
got
gonna
the
be-
general idea.
Yeah. We're gonna be 4 items down the agenda.
Wait, there's 10.
Sorry.
But I think that to do
No,
something
that-
like that would be good, Eric. I think we should do that.
That's a good idea.
And in the beginning, I think the beginning of May. But I think if we get to June, you're gonna hit kids and vacations and
Yeah.
whatever.
Yep.
But early May, people need their yards to look good for, you know, people to be coming in for all
How do we
kinds of
go, how do we go about
That's a
organizing
good
this and
idea.
publicizing it? I mean,
I don't know. Do we need to have some kind of subcommittee to do that?
I would
Just
say
because that's your
probably-
favorite thing to do is have a subcommittee, I've decided.
Subcommittees
Well,
are
no-
good.
No, I love them, but I hear it a lot.
well, No, I mean,
I like subcommittees too, because it makes it easy if you only have 2 or 3 people you're
Yeah.
dealing with to plan something to come back to a group. I
I'd say
agree.
you gotta, you're gonna need to figure out a day, or I'd say a weekend,
Mhm.
and contact those groups and see if they'd be interested in helping. And
See, and I think we could talk to Steph Erpelding with 4-H and put it out with her, and she would put it out to all the groups, because I'm only involved with the green team with Ella. But I think, and I could talk to them, but I think Steph would put it out there
To all of them.
really well. And then that would get lots of kids involved if they were willing to help with
Well, I
it.
think you should get hold of the youth groups.
Well, yes, the youth groups, and Steph Moore would be one for that Presbyterian group.
Cub Scouts are actively looking for something,
See,
did
that
you know?
would be
Cub Scouts.
wonderful to-
But they're pretty young.
Yeah, but,
Pair them with an older group, and sticks and twigs, and
Just saying.
yeah,
Mhm.
I think it's okay, then they'd at least get the idea if you throw them with,
Mhm.
even to throw them in with another, 2 pairs. But that maybe we should look at that, pick a
so,
weekend.
so if we're looking at weekends, the second weekend of May is Mother's Day, that's not a good weekend to do that.
yeah, that would be
So like the
bad.
what's the first weekend of May? Is the 7th? Is the first weekend of May.
That is actually the
Mother's
weekend
Day's
of Mother's Day.
Yeah,
the eighth.
so you might have to look at even the 14th, go that weekend after.
When's
'Cause-
graduation? I know that graduation.
It's early.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking there's
So
some parties
maybe we
already
need
on
to
the
look at
14th.
April and do that last week, like the 30th. Is that a bad?
I'll be out
Aim.
of town, but outside of that, I mean, don't stop because of me.
Well, you were gonna be busy anyway, right? No.
No, that is the only,
You won't sit next to me next time.
yeah, it's all right.
I think everything I said earlier, he was gonna be busy, so. I mean, even if you said, we're gonna spend that weekend, so that'd be the 30th and the 1st. That's 2 days, because sometimes it takes 2 days. I mean, because then it could be the 30th in the morning and maybe the 1st in the afternoon, so it doesn't affect people with church and whatever.
Is that the garage sale weekend too, and the
I thought that was the weekend
cleanup?
before.
Oh, when's the cleanup time? Did the council, did they?
Isn't it the week after garage sale? It usually is. So that would be that weekend,
Uh-huh.
that week. It might be a good time for that.
What's that date?
April 30th.
Does that sound right?
It might be about right
'Cause
to
you're-
do.
Yeah, because I'm sure that the garage sales are the 22nd, 23rd.
Are you gonna be on both days?
It's my nephew's piano recital in Omaha.
Yeah, you
That's a
will.
yes. Yes. You have to go.
Aaron is still talking.
The weekend before is dance recital for me, so we cannot do that.
That'd be a good reason to do that.
Oh. You wouldn't have half of that 4-H people to help,
True.
though.
So, okay, so,
There's like 215 kids in there, I think.
so it sounds like we need to maybe contact some groups to see if they would be willing to help provide that.
Helpers.
Contact some people that maybe might have some clues into who would need assistance. Do we want to advertise it?
I would say find out how many groups you have committed.
Before you advertise, because we might have a whole can of worms where we'd have to turn people
And
down.
then we gotta remember, we gotta take that stuff away.
Right, that's,
So, once we get it on the curb or whatever, are we gonna have the city?
Well, if that's the clown, because even if it's the cleanup weekend, they won't take it if you
They
didn't pay
won't
the
take
fee.
it, well, and they won't take the yard stuff. They only take the junk stuff.
we might be able to, let me see if I can negotiate maybe the city coming out and picking up some yard
That
stuff.
would be nice.
Yes, that would be nice, because it would make it much easier to get these community
Yeah.
groups to bag
'Cause
stuff.
otherwise, we
and-
gotta make sure we got trucks.
See,
And
the
then where are we
prob-
gonna take
the
it?
problem of doing a Saturday, Sunday is to get any city employees involved is gonna be tough
Overtime.
because it's overtime.
Well, just out of curiosity, why does it have to be hauled away that day?
And
Why
not
can't it sit on the
Monday?
curb until the
Yeah.
next yard
We
waste day?
tell 'em our Monday or,
Mm-hmm.
It could be, but do we have to pay for the red tags? What are the, I don't know.
They're
Because I'm
pretty
like
cheap.
him, I haul mine off too. What
Also
are the red
depending on,
tags?
yeah,
If we could get red.
They're the same as the yellow tags, so what do those cost?
50 cents.
50
So they're
cents
50
a
cents.
piece.
So I mean, if you have,
Well, if we're trying to push this as a cleanup day, would the city possibly be interested in, okay, we're doing, April 30th, May 1st, the week of May 2nd, yard waste pickup is free.
Any chances on that? You'll pay for it next year. You
Yeah,
blow it
probably.
up.
For everyone? Is that what you
well,
want for everyone?
really make it, I mean,
Or even for those yards.
That
we
would get,
cleaned up.
everybody else, hey,
Yeah.
clean your yard up this
I
weekend.
think it's great.
That would be
I think
perfect,
that's a
actually,
great
because then it
idea,
would be
yeah.
saying, hey, we're willing to help, do these yards, but will you do yours and you won't have to pay garbage, the yard cleanup. That might be an awesome idea.
yeah, but for real, everyone would wait.
So don't tell them that until then.
I mean,
Secrets can make
it'd
a
be an
friend.
entire town worth of free yard waste
Yes.
at the cities,
But
on
would
the
your,
city's
but our
dime.
town would look way better.
And it does need to look way better.
And if that's all it took, I mean, what would it take, a couple hours really to get it all? I mean,
I'm sure.
Well, 3-man hours at $35-ish an hour, plus IPers and,
oh Jesus.
I'm not wrong, right?
No, probably not. I work for the wrong job. I should be a garbage man.
No, they're not 35 an hour.
I apologize, I don't know what they make. I know the average is
I said,
1940
that's
and
the
that's
case, gonna be a
taken
garbage
from.
man with
Me
me,
too.
Shelley?
No, I mean, the people on the garbage truck are starting at about $15 an hour.
That would be a sucky job anyway. Yes, but if there was some way to
And I
even
know
have
we're,
some kind of minimal fee, is for
Well-
$2 or something, we'll take it all, or, I don't know. There's
let
gotta be-
let me see what I can come up with. I know, because I know that there's a spot for yard waste out at the landfill. And I don't think you have to pay to take it out there.
Okay.
No, just the issue there is, for anybody that works a regular hour job,
You can't take
is
it.
getting there.
Right, I mean, I know.
You do your magic and let us know.
Yeah.
Do we need to have any other committee further for this?
Well, so I think, so if we could begin to contact potential volunteers.
Okay, well, I can contact Steph. I'll take Steph Erpelding and Steph Moore. Steph and Steph.
So that's the youth club and that's.
That's that youth club that's at the Presbyterian Church and then at the
Christian church.
Christian church out here. Yeah.
Presbyterian, Christian, and Methodist, all
Yes.
three of them are together.
Right, but if I talk to Deb Thomas and Steph Moore, I think that will handle all
Right,
three
okay.
of those.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's one
Okay.
group. 4-H,
Is Erpelding.
Steph Erpelding.
anybody, like, I think it would be really neat to get something that's a little bit intergenerational, so if we had some adult volunteers too.
I can talk to Merlin with the men's club.
Well,
Okay?
that'd be a good one. And even just in general, people that do volunteer to do stuff, you're Boy Scouts. It's like we can go recruit Curtis too.
Yeah.
But he's a Boy
Would
Scout.
you want to talk to the Cub Scouts?
I'll talk to the Cub Scouts. And the same, I'm not really sure what's going on with the Boy Scouts right now. They're a little bit in flux. So I don't know if they would be available for anything
Okay.
right now. I mean, I can ask them.
And then I'll get the Lutheran Church youth group.
Okay, somebody want to talk to like KC's? I mean, they seem to have, if they have a history of doing that kind of thing, that might be something that they would do.
Oh,
Knights of Columbus.
Oh,
I was,
I can talk to Dan. Does that, will that work?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Mine is into
There's a lady up on 13th Street whose sons often volunteer for things. I'll talk to her.
Crystal.
Okay.
Crystal's boys. Yeah, Havergan, they're Havergan.
Well, and they're in the youth group too.
They are in this youth group.
Oh, okay.
Both.
Because Crystal helps do the high school.
She's in the, she does the senior high group.
Right.
So getting her involved might not be.
Okay, so I guess from tool grants, we
That's
kind of went
bad
into
idea.
this,
Yeah.
but,
Sorry.
I think we just kind of finished maybe new business 5C.
Sorry.
No, that's fine, you know. I think tonight we could probably skip sidewalks, I think we could probably skip recreational trail. I mean, I think there's things that are happening. It's just kind of there. The National Light Out type event we've discussed,
Kind of touched on and.
touched on. We did, new business community chest donation, we got $250 to use toward movie type stuff,
Awesome.
which is $250 more than we had, and that's great. I know Shelley asked me about putting the popcorn ball on
Hot
the
and sticky
agenda.
fun. That was the last name of it. That's on that t-shirt.
There's a group that is meeting and they're actually met a few times, but there's been a decision. They're going to make a new popcorn ball, a bigger and better popcorn ball.
At least
So
bigger.
We're gonna try to explode
But it
this
is
one,
gonna be a
right?
ball.
it is, and seeing
It will be
Aaron
an
has
egg?
been, you've been talked to, haven't you? So, the museum has agreed to help fund or I think do some of the funding and get a building or something to cover this popcorn ball. This whole process, we've got to remove the old ball, and I guess this one is really, really hard. The last one was really soft, and when they blew that up,
It
and
didn't do anything.
Yeah. This one is, I guess, really hard, like chainsaw hard. We need chainsaws supposedly. So, and we need
Hero
ideas.
syrup will do that.
What are we gonna do?
You
Where
need
are we
to
gonna
sell
put
chunks of it.
Why don't
You
you
need to
just,
put it in
It's so you
plastic and
can't-
sell chunks of it, because everyone wants one.
are you
What-
serious?
Do you suppose we could cut it into bricks and use it for pavers?
Our son
Build a new building out of it.
has
No kidding.
one in plastic, and all the people in New Orleans think that's the coolest thing ever, and they all want a chunk of the biggest popcorn ball in the world.
There you go, we'll make some money on it.
Well, actually, the museum needs to, we need to make money
Yeah.
to build the building
Yep.
or whatever we're gonna house. There's also some discussion on some plastic thing. But, so, we're looking at, Noble Popcorn is gonna go ahead and we'll have it up there at Noble Popcorn and, we'll pop the popcorn and all that good stuff. Odaboat
I mean,
has
we're
got a
really-
plastic company that is building a mold thing that's gonna make it round. And Dan Martin has been doing some research, trying to figure out how to preserve it better than this one and varnish or whatever to make, because,
Shellac.
Shellac.
well,
Well, I think the secret might just be not putting it in a humid metal building. Where,
I
you
don't know. Actually, well, it's a, I don't know if that would, it needs to be
Like vacuum sealed on this.
covered,
Yeah.
well, they
No, I
tried
understand that, I'm
shrink
just
wrap,
saying-
yeah, because, I mean, it's all made out of, it has to be made out of real, the ingredients in order to make it to the record.
So how much larger does this one have to be?
Well, I guess the one, was there one in Indianapolis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they've destroyed it,
Oh,
so it's not in existence anymore, so
It's-
really it has to be
It's still
bigger
the
than the
largest
one we got.
extant. They still hold the record for the biggest one ever made.
Well,
This is the biggest one in existence.
yes.
This is, I
We
think,
wanna keep, yeah, we, you
to
know.
be technical, we have to say this is the largest extant popcorn ball.
Right.
mold in a mold.
And it is amazing how many people come here to see that
Oh,
popcorn
no,
ball.
people know, when I go to my alternative ed conferences, that's what they know us for.
They do,
It's
and-
so frightening, I'm like, seriously, that's what we're known for?
There's people come and they, even the comedians that were at the chamber thing, they went up and they take selfies
With
in
it.
front, you know, I mean, that's just what you do. So it's,
I give people directions to my house. Get on Highway 20, drive a stupid long distance until you see a ridiculously large popcorn ball, then turn left.
That's funny.
that is funny. So there's several, just finding out what organizations may want to help, and we're not sure what all is gonna be needed. I mean, we do, you know, we need to figure out how we're gonna get rid of that ball, and if there's something we can do to promote getting rid of that ball. Anybody have any ideas? I think we're welcome to that. Steph is going to, from the extension office, I think is gonna be in charge of, I've never been here for one of these before, so I understand like all of a sudden a whole bunch of people will come and help build it, and then they leave, and then there's nobody. So we're gonna try to have like the 4-H group come 10 to 11 or whatever, and so you would sign up for an hour or two or whatever, so we know that it's, because it's an all
You should
day.
pay to sign up.
You should pay to sign up.
You should,
Even $2.
you should charge to help build it.
To be a part of the Guinness World
Or sell the
Record.
T-shirts.
And
with
stick
it.
their names on a
Well,
plastic
they are
plaque.
gonna be doing T-shirts
I
again.
mean, you know, 'cause that
There's-
would be-
You know, they're gonna have T-shirts and stuff. So, I
Pray
think.
tell, please not, we've got balls.
No, it's not.
The last one had.
And stick their name on a plastic plaque on the building.
There is some, right, and we're also talking about people that are, you know, would make donations for housing the ball, you know, putting their names, or anybody who's involved in this, we're trying to make sure we record the names of those. So it was approached, does Hometown Pride want to get involved in this? I don't know exactly what all we could do. I think as this continues to go on, that there might be something we can do. We could also be involved in actually taking a spot to build
That would be
it.
fun.
They may need some
Why not?
help. If we can help remove it, you know, get involved in that. It just, you know, there's different.
Well, they can blow up rocks.
Take
Can they
the old
blow
one
this one up
on
that's
a
hard?
farewell tour. Get all,
Could
put
they
it on a
blow this
trailer,
one
get all
up since it's
the
hard?
town
They said
festivals this
there's no
summer.
way we can go through the blowing up again. They
Okay.
will not ever, the people, I don't think that's safe.
I just wondered, because, you know, you blow up rocks.
They say no.
Okay.
Um,
I watch them blow
Randy
them up.
Ripley and Shirley Phillips are talking about, well, they're getting a flyer together and they're gonna put some feelers out on trying to get media, celebrity, anybody we've had.
Do we have a date for?
Yes, we do, June 18th.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's Father's Day weekend.
Yeah, I don't need
You're
it.
gone,
You're
right,
gonna be
Eric?
busy, right,
Probably.
Eric?
Eric's busy.
He's always busy.
I know, whenever we
It's-
have something, he's busy.
Don't worry.
They
You
were
always
having
schedule
a
stuff when I'm
hard,
busy.
it
Ugh, you.
was.
Sure, that's what you're gonna blame us.
It was, and I don't remember how they came up with the date, I wasn't for that, but I think it's just a
'Cause
hard.
that way it's really hot and sticky.
Yeah, and that's
That
the other
gone.
thing, you know, it's coming out of that cooker and it's gotta be, you know, it is hot, so you got, you know, we're trying to make sure that we're gonna make people bring gloves and stuff, because it's warm, so, I just, you know, needed to find out, are we interested as Hometown Pride? If something comes up, or we are, you know, wanting to help with this, get involved with it.
I'm gonna be gone that weekend, so I'll just go ahead and volunteer to the committee.
I think it's
There might be stuff to do before that. I hate
Hey,
to
you can
break-
help.
I'm gone,
destruct it.
I'm gone the entire week before that.
Okay, I mean, I'm like right
months
now.
before.
there
You
might
gotta
be
get rid of the
something for you to
popcorn
do.
ball, Eric.
So do you want
I've
to-
elected Eric,
Would you-
I've
would you like
appointed
to,
Eric.
Would you like to design the new home for the popcorn ball and raise the money to
Oh, whoa, whoa,
build it?
whoa, 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 whoa.
I've appointed him
You
to
were
help
doing
get rid of
good
it.
right up until.
I've appointed him to help get rid of it.
I can tell you have something to say.
Well, no, I think, no, it's stupid.
There's no
Better
such
not.
thing as dumb ideas.
Well, Jamie from the Mythbusters is kind of doing his own crazy thing now, and he might appreciate an opportunity to blow up a popcorn ball real good.
Yeah.
You know what, I'll make
That's-
sure they, because, and I
That's
think
not,
some-
that's
That's a
crazy of an
really good
idea. That's a
idea.
really.
And you know, there's several different shows that they're talking about, the Dirty Show, or the Dirty
Dirty
Jobs.
Jobs?
Yeah.
They're talking about getting a hold of them. Ellen Show, I mean, there's just
That
a
would be
ton.
fun.
Well, and you
Yeah.
don't know, I mean, and we've been contacted by Larry the Cable Guy a couple of years ago, and at that time, the museum, wasn't really willing to go all out on that. So, who knows, maybe he'll wanna come back.
So I guess the question is, are we as a group
Mhm.
interested in supporting this endeavor in some ways?
Well, I think there's a lot of pride that goes into that. I mean, I think
You-
as silly as it is, a lot of people know us for it, and I think it's almost. I think it would look poorly on us if we didn't
Yeah.
take
Well,
part
it'd
in
be,
it.
if nothing else, it'd be good advertising for the hometown. project.
Right.
I want
And,
to
and-
as our next one.
I mean, and to be honest, I mean,
You're fine.
I think as a local committee, I mean, if we can
I think
say,
it's
hey, we
good.
helped set a Guinness Book of World Records, that's cool.
It's another mark on the. I think it would be fun. Last time I helped, very short time, because I worked at Kids World, so we went up as a group then, and it was fun. So.
Do we want a motion that we will support the project in some way and
Go for it.
So moved.
I don't think I'm gonna make this. Okay, Eric, second.
I'll second.
so it's been moved and seconded that we support the
Aaron's already been approached.
large popcorn ball project. And I'm sure Shelley will keep us apprised of what opportunities we need to do. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And if that's okay, I will just be the in-between and
Sure.
if there's something that I might send it out email or if
Yep.
it's something right away or whatever. Okay, I'll keep you guys posted on that.
It would
Good.
be fun.
Okay, other than that, I guess committee forum, I'm just gonna try and keep this meeting to an hour tonight. I see I failed at that, but,
Good fire.
You know what, I went to that training.
I forgot all about it. I felt horrible when I wasn't there.
Brent was there too.
how was it?
It was actually pretty good. I really sort of enjoyed it because, if you guys, what did you say?
It was actually pretty good.
Well-
She didn't expect it to be very good. That's all I said. Did you hear that?
I wasn't sure what I was getting into, but it was sort of neat because Lakeview was, Auburn, Odebeau, there was a good turnout. And
How
that
many were
was,
there out of curiosity? I guess I haven't.
I don't
Grant
know,
Writing one is next. And that would be a good one to go to.
And if anybody wants to see some of the stuff,
I've seen the materials, but I
Okay.
haven't-
but it was interesting and it was neat to hear what the other communities are doing. So it wasn't just on training. We got to talk about what the other groups are doing and people made suggestions and things like that. So it was neat, I thought.
Well, I was Friday morning. I was like, I missed that. But
So the next leadership conference is the 31st of March, it's Thursday night.
no, I have that, and it's the grant writing one.
It's a grant writing one. From what I understand, the lady doing it is very, very good. You do need to call and pre-register because there's a limited registration for that one. You need to
I'll
bring
call
a
Steph
laptop.
tomorrow.
You need to bring a laptop or some other electronic device because it will be a hands-on event. The normal price for this one is about $100 a pop, but it's being underwritten, so it's free.
Nice.
Well, it's silly to miss it then. Okay.
So, and I plan to be at that one. I would have been at the last one, except I was doing a dress rehearsal for an anti-bullying concert.
And it was
That
nice
would've
to
been
meet
fun.
Margot.
Yeah,
She's very good.
she is.
She's
And
very good.
we have hired a new coach. Her name is Kathy Ebert. I'm very excited about her. She was head of the Iowa Great Lakes at the Greater Chamber of Commerce. She's the one who did most of the trail work around the Iowa Great Lakes. She has a lot of experience in terms of, she worked with the Quad Cities Chambers, trying to get communities to work together.
Oh, nice.
She's just finishing a gig in Nebraska where she's putting a bunch of regional chamber and kind of things together into one, getting communities to work together and do some things that way. She's enthusiastic, she's got great ideas. And she's just has a breadth and depth of experience that is, I think, really, really exciting.
And when does she start?
She starts the 1st of April.
Okay. Very long.
But she will actually probably be at the grant writing seminar on the 31st of March, because we're having a county steering committee meeting before that.
That's right, and it's here, right?
It's here, yes.
Because they were all they were all talking about that, you guys all come to that, and then we'll go to the training, so it was pretty neat. So I think it is getting a lot of people to interact, that worked out
So
great.
our next meeting is scheduled for the 12th of April. Could I suggest we might do it the 19th?
Oh, Eric will be gone for that day too.
I know that's kind of breaking with our normal time, but I mean, the Stan Kenton thing, I would kind of like to,
I'm sure you would.
well, I mean, the Arts Council is helping support that. I feel like maybe I should be at that.
I'm good.
Cool.
Really?
So we do a next meeting on the 19th of April, would that be possible?
I'll get kicked out, yeah. Yeah, that'd be fun.
7 p.m. on April 19th, here?
Oh, that didn't work out. I typed in hometown pride, no, honey on pride. That's fabulous.
Is there any other business before we adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second it.
Moved and seconded to adjourn, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.